Good morning, everybody. Everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's late. It's early. All at the same time. Most of you all know I'm Denise, and I'm the founder of Our Beholder Foundation Incorporated, a charitable 501c3 nonprofit organization, 509AC public charity that was founded in 2020. Our mission is to advocate for at risk women and children in transition, those experiencing the hardships of life through homelessness and sexual abuse, helping them to develop and obtain the necessary tools through community resources, using them to increase self worth spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally, assisting them to develop family values, diversity, harmony, and communication, offering the hope that nothing in life is obtained unless they believe in themselves. So, I'd like to introduce a few people. The man behind the camera, my nephew Devon Wiggins of I King Reaction. Devon.
Hi guys, I'm super excited to help Miss Denise do this. She is very passionate like this, and I really hope you guys feel that in this video as well. Thank you for watching.
And Miss Zoe Wiggins, who is our makeup artist.
Hello.
And their mom and my best friend, Joy Wiggins, who was there to witness the birth of it all.
Amen to that.
You want to tell them about the story sitting down at the table?
Oh yeah, our story. We always joke because we remember a couple years ago, was it 2020? Actually, early 2020. We were just two people sitting down. We were going back and forth, and we both, had talked about our passion for wanting to help others through, our own experiences. And so, we were sitting there and just writing down, write stuff down, comparing notes. We were super, super excited, so excited, and it was a fun time. Fun time. We doing our day to day living, taking care of our families. But we joked about it because then the pandemic started, things start changing, and um, we were actually two of the people who lost jobs and who, started gonna, receiving unemployment benefits and so forth. And then we kind of got off track and thought about, moving in other directions. And it's like, but when, we kind of lost track of those two people that were sitting there super excited about, the nonprofit, that my best friend started. So we are like, okay, now we come full circle back to it again. And our desire um, is to truly help women and children experiencing sexual abuse and homelessness and uh, you know what my best friend said. I'm on camera, so I'm gonna be a little nervous. But it's just good to be back at that place, and ready to move forward. But yeah, we just were two girls with a vision, but we were truly passionate about it. So thank you guys for sharing with us during this time.
So Miss Wiggins is also on the board as my treasurer. So I'm happy to have her to help me with numbers and finances. So I decided to come on here for a little while this morning to share my story of transition um, and testimony. So I'm starting this series called I Behold S.C.A.R.S. S.C.A.R.S is the project that I'm currently working on through the partnership with the new royal family with Ms. Jennifer Garcia. Um, SCARS stand for Sexual Crisis Advocates Restoring Our Sisters and Sons. I was designated the liaison for the Montgomery County region and to reach out to those experiencing homelessness. There are several situations and circumstances that can cause homelessness, and surprisingly enough, most of them start or started with some sort of trauma, to include issues such as sexual abuse, emotional or physical flaws. That will be some of the topics that we will be covering on our studio show scheduled for the summer of 2020. So stay tuned for that. But as for the matter for this morning, starts a series of I Beholder scars, and those are scars on and off the surface. Let's begin with the surface, and this is where my journey begins. So, no one likes having blemishes on their skin, especially not women. The difference between a scar and a wound is that a wound is the evidence of an injury that is in the process of healing, and there is still some pain with it. A physical scar is the evidence of an injury that has healed and the pain has gone, allowing us to thank God for the healing and deliverance. So, once again, we can rejoice and be reminded that we were created, or that we weren't,
That we were created perfect.
that we were created
Yes.
without flaws.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So, not many of you know, but, or that I'm having surgery this morning. So, keep me in your prayers. So, today I would like to start a journey with you as I accept and embrace and celebrate my choice to have surgery. I would like to thank you in advance for sharing my journey with me. Now, let us begin with me explaining the name and details of the procedure. It's called a pennicolectomy, or something like that. What it is, it's a surgery that surgically removes the apron, which is better known as the fupa. Basically, it's kind of a glorified tummy tuck. Um, and this procedure does not tighten the abdomen muscles or anything like that. It's basically cosmetic. The goal of the surgery is to help give you a flattened, smooth look to your belly. Typically, insurance providers do not pay for the procedure unless you meet certain criteria, and this has to be seen as medically necessary. In my case, um, it involved getting rash and sweats and a smell up under my fupa, which is that piece of skin where like my C-section cut is. But another difference for me, and what was a deciding factor, is that I have a kidney tumor, and so they wanted to do surgery, and um, the doctor decided that I was overweight and that he couldn't do it. So, what they wanted to do was either remove half my kidney or all of my kidney. But at this time, that wasn't going to be something they were going to be able to do. So, I'm just being followed up by CT scans every 6 months or whatever. But basically, that's what the doctor decided would be probable cause for this surgery. So that's part of the reason why I'm having it. So it's kind of been a difficult time and process. I just kind of done my research this weekend. I thought it was more like a liposuction, but that's not the case. They are actually cutting the top layer of the bottom of my stomach out. And then they're pulling down the skin and sewing it together. My understanding is that I'll be having drains. It's a 6 week healing process. There are a lot of restrictions that we'll talk about along the way. Um, it was my decision to have this and not anyone else's, because actually everybody else was against it. My mom didn't want me to have it. My daughters didn't want me to have it, but I had peace about having it. They were concerned about the side effects and the risks of recovery and that type of thing. I'm not concerned about that, because for me, it wasn't. While it is the physical scars that I'll show you as the days come, that I have on my stomach that are to be removed, but it was more like the emotional scars, things in my past that I just really feel like having the surgery is going to make me feel better about myself. And that's just my personal opinion. So, Joy and I were talking about some things prior to the podcast starting. Um, like things that I guess that we women do, we were just talking about our makeup and
Yeah,
things.
beauty. We like feeling beautiful. Every woman does, and when there's an opportunity, to do that, we now even more so, we're taking advantage of those opportunities. But yeah, I was sharing with her, my best friend, my daughter was doing our makeup, and I'm like, I had, my day was pretty good, but if some for some reason towards the end of the night, I would tell her, I don't know, I was just feeling like my energy just felt down a little bit. But as soon as my daughter put the makeup on, it was like, oh my gosh, I like this stuff, I look good. She's 15 and she's really like advanced, more than I was at 15. And, makeup, she knows names, how to put it on, describes it. And she's like, you want this, you want that. And I actually was a beauty consultant, before the pandemic hit. And I'm like, okay, I was sharing this stuff with her, but like, she's like far past me. But I was sharing with my best friend. I was like, we like feeling beautiful. And, my vibration instantly went up. And then I looked at my best friend. I was like, oh my gosh, I love what she did to you. So, with that being said, I was telling her now I truly can understand how you feel about a procedure that's going to produce the outcome that's, going to make you feel good about yourself, make you feel beautiful. The kind of procedure she's having, I wasn't familiar with the name, but when she showed me what was being removed and stuff like that, I was like, okay. I remember being there and wanting that same thing, like removed. Like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that there. So, so it helped me to understand just in that 5 minutes before we came on, like how my vibration changed just because I saw a different outcome about myself when my daughter applied, the makeup. And there's nothing wrong with, wanting transformations that are going to make you feel good. And some people are against certain surgical procedures, but this particular one, when she explained it to me, I thought to myself, it doesn't sound like a procedure that anyone should be too concerned about, because it's something that shouldn't be there. But my thoughts are, at the end of the procedure and the outcome, all I could think about was, we were created perfect. So that'll put you back in that place of, what, I was created perfect, that shouldn't be there, now it's not. So I just thought it was, very enlightening, at that moment, when I put together the makeup, the vibration, and then her procedure and what her vibration is going to be. So thank you guys for listening.
I mean, of course, we bring these things on ourselves. I mean, could I have, done some exercise and dieting and all of those things that I already did? Yeah, and could have taken more time and patience to do that. Yeah, but I've been waiting since May for the surgery, and it was a long time to come to it, and there were some obstacles that had come in the way or whatever. And again, I just have to say this is something that I believe in for myself. I'm not looking forward to the pain that I understand that comes with it. No. Um, I don't know that I don't know that I feel any type of negative feelings towards it, as I said. But I felt it important to come on and share with you all. I feel that it's important for me to come on and share daily with other women. I've talked to other women and some groups that I've joined, some support groups, on Facebook. Um, and they have pretty positive things to say about it. A lot of them, it has boosted their self-esteem. um, it's helped them, with their health habits. um, it's helped them like on their jobs, and just different things, they just really, really feel good, about it. But, they caution me that, going through the healing and recovery, it's going to be some trials and some good days and some bad days. And those are times, again, that I want to share with you all. So if you all would take this journey with me, I would, really appreciate it. It would really help me. With the healing, mentally and physically. It was a decision, a lonely decision, really, honestly. Almost hurtful because I really wanted people to be happy for me and with me, and I just did not get that energy. But at the end of the day, they do say, my kids do support my decision. They just don't like it, but whatever I decide, they support. My mother, the same thing. She doesn't like it. She wish I wouldn't, but she's going to be taking me, and being there with me and beside me. So, I appreciate her for that. And then my best friend, she's going to be here, helping me, although she doesn't really like blood and goo and stuff like that. But I can look forward to some meals and something to drink and stuff like that, and maybe assign somebody else to that part, with the dressing and stuff like that. But I know at the end of the day, we've been friends for over 5 years, and I know whatever I need her for, that she'll be there. Um, I think, I'm supposed to be at the hospital by 6 o'clock. So I think I got to get up and do some things around 5. So am I a little tired? Yes. Am I a little nervous? Yes. Am I going to be more nervous? Probably. I'm not new to surgery. I've had a couple of C-sections. I've had a hysterectomy. I've had a bowel obstruction surgery. So I've been through surgery before. I know, what recoveries are like and that type of thing. But this one, it's a little nervous, as I show you, like I said, the pictures, the progress, and maybe share some videos or point you towards some videos. It seems a little risky. I watched a video where a woman, they actually held 10 pounds of her flesh in their hands, that they had cut off her body. And when I learned that part of it, I was a little nervous. Again, I have to use the word nervous, but it didn't deter me. I'm still really positive in my thinking and my thought and my energies towards it. So yeah, looking forward to sharing, our studio show coming up, and I'm looking forward to support, with the foundation. I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing it out of pocket. I've been, helping as many people and families as I could. Um, and now I'm looking to launch out and go into the shelters, and talk to the different women and see how I can be of help, to them in their transitioning, because I, was homeless, you know. And as I said, there are things that lead up to, not feeling good about yourself, and lack of self esteem and that type of thing, being sexually abused, being homeless, and, just always feeling bad about yourself. So at the end of the day, honestly, that's where I am. I feel like if I have this done, and it may be, in some people's opinion, the wrong decision, but I feel like it's going to help boost my confidence and help me get by and go along and help other people. I feel like if I feel good about myself, I can be of more use and service to other people versus, putting on some fake smile or whatever and trying to push myself or boost myself to feel good through other people. I want to feel good for me, you know, um, and be an example and a mentor to other people. That was always my goal. and the show.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
I think we have a few more minutes to share. Um, I don't know. Did we miss anything? Um, Davon, we were talking earlier, and from a man's standpoint, what was your opinion and thoughts on my surgery?
Well, I don't think this is from like a man's point, but also just from but like I said, at the end of the day, whether whether the, like okay, sorry guys. So I believe you do what you have to do to do what will make you happy in the end, regardless of who likes it, who dislikes it. Rather your man or your woman, whoever doesn't like it, you do what you do to get yourself to a day what makes you feel happy, and that's what this means for her, and this means for her to feel confident again, for her to be able to move on with her life. And yes, I applaud. It's going to be, I know it's going to be difficult and it's going to be painful, but again, nothing that's good is ever easy. Nothing that's good
Absolutely.
is ever simple.
Hmm.
Everything that's amazing or great that's ever happened in the world took a lot for that to happen. So
Exactly.
again, like as far as I'm concerned, like if but again, it's just the most bracket. Like if this is something your partner or whoever goes through, you should be there, support them and love them, because when you love somebody, you don't just love them physically, you love them spiritually and everything else as well. So if they decide to change themselves, then you have to change with them as well. At least that's what I believe. But yeah.
I agree. I agree. And you bring up a very good point because Joy and I were talking about, when I wear certain clothes, it doesn't look like I'm as big as I feel that I am. But when I take off my clothes and I look in the mirror, I don't like what I
You
see.
don't like what you, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, all this here, and I just don't want to see that, anymore. I don't want to carry that anymore. And this is not a weight loss procedure. It's not to be looked at it that way. You
Hmm.
can lose weight, and I probably will lose weight, but I wouldn't advise anybody to use this to do that. If you have some issues, some flaws, like I have a lot of scar tissue, if there are medical reasons, then I would say, that you should look into it. But yeah, don't just use it just to feel like you gotta do something to lose weight, drastic, because there are risks,
Right.
to doing it. So you have to consider. I would say do your research, like I did.
Do your
Again.
research and come to your own conclusion, and then seek medical advice. You know,
I
but it's
will.
important because there are a lot. There. I'm dealing with a particular fault that I would love to have fixed. And um, I always told my best friend, I was like, cause to me, she's very photogenic. She's always taking really good pictures. Even if she doesn't think so or not. Me, I don't like being in front of the camera. And one of those reasons are like I have like really serious dental issues that need to be addressed. I had a gap that was so tiny since I was a little girl, and now it's spread wide. I feel like, then I was involved in an accident would cause some protrusion with one of my teeth, and I'm like, okay. And I'm looking up there, and we all know dental is like for a lot of people just unavoidable. And I'm thinking, at some point I'm going to get there. Some of them going to get fixed, but I never felt like I was photogenic. Like I don't like taking pictures. And I don't even think it's just the dinner with you, just like something about myself. I never felt photogenic, so I never like taking pictures.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's it involves in terms for me. I feel like it's more of an internal issue. I don't know at some point in my life, what I've experienced that caused me to get there. Because some of my family, you were young, you were pretty vain. Like you would, go to the hairdresser, get your hair done, and you ride in the car and tell us that we had to keep the windows rolled up because you want your hair to blow. And I remember being like that, and so I do remember that. I mean, I was really, particular about like what I had on or how my hair was. And I do remember I wouldn't go outside. I had a plan to go outside, but if it was raining, no time, I'm not going to get my hair messed up. I'm staying in, can't go today. So I don't know at what point, that, I felt unfulfilled, like I don't take good pictures. So, but I said we all have, things that we, that we that we struggle with. But then sometimes, like, and I truly believe in Denise's case. I was like, when I think about it, I'm like, that's just really even not supposed to be there. It's there, but it's not. It when you look at when they show you a picture of a woman's body, you don't see that. So it's not like we're going in here saying, okay, I just want to do this just because. Yes, it's uncomfortable. You don't like it, but I always look at these images when they want to show that the anatomy, of a woman. I'm like, okay, that's really not supposed to be there anyway. So, I remember having struggles with that, but when I got sick, with COVID, I ended up losing a significant amount of weight, and um, so that wasn't that much of an issue for me. But I remember thinking, even to myself, for this particular procedure that she's having, um, it was a time when I thought to myself, I need to get this taken care of. It's been a while since I've actually seen a gynecologist. It's not. Um, and no, it shouldn't have been this long, but it has. And I always thought to myself, the last few years, she's probably going to tell me that I have to have that removed, that, to have to be removed. So, I say all that just to say, I truly, support um, her decision. And I told her, whether you do or you don't, but when we have our conversations, I do truly see how, it ties, it all ties into how we feel about ourselves. How we, yeah, I see how our vibration, and to me, vibration is just like, deals with, the energy that you give off. And when you
Mm-hmm.
give off a low energy about yourself, it can easily be picked up. People may not
Right.
understand that, but it can. I said, but when you feel good about yourself, just in this 5 minutes before we came up here, I was like, all of a sudden, just so perky, happy. And I'm like, it was within a 5 minute, 5 minute um, exchange. I can't, sometimes when we get older, we just lose words.
Interval.
Interval, how you say my
And it
whole
changes the
atmosphere. And
atmosphere.
I was looking at my best friend, I was like, I feel bright, I feel happy. I'm like, oh, I love this makeup. And I told my daughter, she's like, you want some sage spray? I said, no, we gotta wash it off anyway. I said, no, so no. But if it was like morning time, you give me some setting spray. I want this to last all day, and the feeling to last all day. So just that, and I so yeah, it's important. This is definitely an important issue. I'm excited to be that she invited me along on this journey with her, and I'm excited that we'll be able to share with other people.
Yes, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I'll be here like day by day. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. And like she said, it's just certain things I don't like to see. And I was like, but anything else, I'm here. I was like, but if I have to change something, I'll do, I'll do my best. But I'm like, just hoping I can stomach it. I just, never been that person to with band-aids. My kids always be like, Mom, like they'll get sick in there. I'm like, okay, now you have to clean that up. And they look at me like, you're not gonna help me. No, you have to clean that up. But yeah, so I just hope my best friend uh has a, during this journey that she, truly, truly day by day as she gets better, you know, be even more proud of her decision and looking forward to, the outcome and not just for her own pursuits, but be able to share with other people. I'm looking forward to see some of the comments and that's going to come as we go along the journey and as we see her, her transformation, from day one, and, like right now we're in the cocoon stage, and as we travel up to that butterfly stage, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to see, other people, along this journey with us and see how, what you have to say about it and so forth.
Okay, so our time is just about up, but I am looking forward to seeing you all later today, post op. This is our pre op time, conversation, but I will definitely see you all later. Hope to hear. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments and your concerns, and I'm definitely soliciting your prayers. So, this is Joy, Devon, Zoe, and Denise about to sign off from the journey of I Behold Her Scars. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you.